going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are actually new to the channel, I am your host, as always, Rasheed White. All right, so today's video is going to be about Kobe Bryant deserves to be ranked ahead of LeBron James. Is that true or not? I don't believe so, but one of my coworkers, he came to me and said, "Hey, man, Rasheed, you gotta actually check out this Dreamers Pro show." He said some crazy stuff in a sense, though, how Kobe is better than LeBron and how he should be ranked ahead of him. And I'm like, I'll check it out. I'll see it. I'm like, you know what? I said, I want to watch it with you guys together. And let's get into this, man. This is going to be a long one. Let's see. Want to give me 1 second here? Let's get, here it is. All right, we're going to break a lot of this video down over here, man. So just work with me.
Kobe Bryant. So we decided that we wanted to produce some content today that will show respect to one of the 5 greatest players of all time. And I'm sure some people did you just say the 5 greatest players? Yes, one of the.
He's not one of the 5 greatest players of all times. And I think people actually get accomplishments mixed up with actual talent. So if you want to go by player, I'm talking about skill set, what they can do as a basketball player. And it's not just, it's making other players better. It's actually being a good teammate in a sense, though. Leadership, I mean, a lot of different things that actually factors into this.
5 greatest players of all time. Now, as y'all know, the most contentious debate in NBA circles is always the GOAT argument. Whenever you bring up the GOAT argument, people's bloods just start boiling and everybody has something to say about it. Whenever we post something like this on our community or whenever we produce a video, those videos usually get the most engagement because a lot of people have a lot of different things to say, and usually what happens is a bunch of people disagreeing with a bunch of people. Now, of all the major sports publications out there, Bleacher Report, ESPN, The Athletic, Sports Illustrated, all of them. If you go and look at those sports publications, and you look at their their top 10 rankings of all time, usually what you see is you have Michael Jordan at number 1, and you have LeBron James ranked as the number 2 greatest player of all time. Now, in my personal opinion, I think the 2 greatest players, the top 2 players in NBA history of all time, number 1 is Michael Jordan, and number 2 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Listen, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a great player. He scored the most points in NBA history. I get it. But in terms of talent, dude, he's not the greatest player. I think I should start the video. I'm sorry. I should stop the video right now because this is like, I don't know if this dude is just like using logic or emotion at this point. But let's finish up, man. This channel is all about basketball education in a sense, though.
Personal opinion, those are the 2 greatest NBA players of all time. Now, given the fact that Kobe Bryant and LeBron James played in the same NBA together. They didn't play all of their seasons together, obviously, but they did play in roughly the same era. I always found it strange when some people somehow found a way to leapfrog LeBron ahead of so many great players and just all of a sudden just rank him at number 2. LeBron just jumped over Tim Duncan. And
LeBron James is a better basketball player than Tim Duncan. I love me some Timmy. But in terms of skill and what they can do on the court, LeBron James is a better basketball player than Tim Duncan.
Jumped over Kobe Bryant to get all the way to the 2nd spot. And a lot of us sports fans are like, wait a minute. When did LeBron go from being, behind Duncan and Kobe to all of a sudden being right next to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Michael Jordan? How did that happen? But for whatever reason, that happened, right? Now, And especially when they did it, they didn't give any explanation whatsoever. There was no explanation. It was like, well, he's the second greatest player of all time. They'll be like, why? And then people start coming up with flimsy arguments. So what we want to do today is this. I'm going to give you the reason, the number one reason why I believe Kobe Bryant should undoubtedly, unquestionably be ranked ahead of LeBron James all time. Now, what I want you guys to do,
I gotta hear this.
Get your popcorn, because we're gonna have a lot of fun, and I'm gonna take my time with this video, and I'm not gonna rush. Let's get into it right here. I'm going to base my argument off of the circumstances both players faced in their careers and how they responded to it, respectively. That's going to be the criterion of this argument, or at least my argument. That's what I'm going to be basing it on. I'm not going to be basing it on how much money Kobe Bryant made versus. No,
you base it on their skill set, and that's what you actually base it on.
LeBron James going to do it. We're not going to come up here with some chatty patty arguments. That's not what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be basing it off of that. Now, before I begin, the eye test tells you, or at least tells me, that Kobe Bryant was the more superior basketball player. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I've been following basketball, I've been watching basketball for over 2 decades, right? For well over 20 years. And in the last 20 years of me watching basketball, there has been no NBA player that I've seen that I can say, you know what? That guy's better than Kobe.
I can give you a lot of players that are better than Kobe Bryant. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, what does the eye test tell you there? Are you out of your freaking mind, dude? Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. If you was gonna start a basketball team, you said, I'm gonna start a 5, man. Kobe Bryant is not on that list. I mean, we want to be logical here. We don't want to be emotional. We want to be extremely logical. Kobe Bryant's not on there. You're taking Giannis, then probably Kevin Durant. It's a toss-up between those two. Let's finish the video, man. This dude is already starting to piss me off already, man.
Of all of the players that I've seen play basketball, my eyeballs told me.
No, your emotions told you, not your eyeballs, not your brain. Your emotions, your heart, which will actually betray you.
Kobe Bryant was the best basketball player to ever play. I've seen him dunking. I saw Carmelo Anthony. I saw Stephen Curry. I saw Dwight. I saw all of them. Of all of these players,
my man said Dwight Howard.
that we've been able to see over the last 20 years. Kobe Bryant was the best out of that. Now, some people may say, well, LeBron is a more superior player if you look at his numbers. Let me just quickly say this now. The numbers that these players have is a direct reflection of their playing styles. That's what those numbers represent. Let me start off here. Kobe Bryant, for his 20-year career, played as an off guard, as a 2-guard. That's good. LeBron James, although listed as a small forward, is actually a point forward. LeBron James, whatever team that he's ever played on, he runs the offense of the team. He's the point guard of that team, and it's one of the reasons why you see him have such high assist numbers is because of the nature of his game. Now, is the nature of his game good or bad? That's not for me to argue. I'm not here to say whose game, their playing style is good or bad. That's just the nature of their games because they play different positions and they did different things on the court. So it's one of the reasons, and because of the way that they play, their playing styles varied. It impacted their productivity greatly. And another thing,
LeBron James he passed a lot, man. He got criticized for overpassing. So what the hell is he talking about?
That played into the type of numbers that LeBron had was also his size. LeBron James is 6'9". Okay, Kobe Bryant was 6'6", the exact same height. The exact same height as Michael Jordan. Now, 6'6". A difference of 3 inches.
And this is why you actually take LeBron. And I'm not a LeBron fan. I mean, Jason Kidd was actually my favorite player of all time. I mean, I learned basketball by watching him. I mean, I try to go out there and I try to play like Jason Kidd. This is exactly why you actually take, and LeBron James is actually better because LeBron James can run point, he can play the 2, he can play the 3, he can play the 4, and he can play the 5. LeBron James can guard the 1, guard the 2, guard the 3, guard the 4, and guard the 5. So he's just so much more versatile and so much more multi-dimensional than Kobe Bryant. I mean, listen, you need him to actually be a pick and pop guy. He can do that. He can go on the block and play like a big in a sense. You can play like a big man. He got footwork, and I mean, so does Kobe. But in terms of power and strength and causes more mismatches and everything, it's definitely LeBron James. You know, I don't know why people get drawn. Like Kobe's a great player, you know, but
plays a lot in the NBA. A lot. The difference 3 inches can make on a very good player. I'll give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. You recently heard, I believe his name is it Phil Handy, one of the coaches, he was assistant coach of Kobe Bryant. I think he's also coach of LeBron. He recently said, Kyrie Irving was 6'6", he was Kobe Bryant. Why is he saying that? Because in the NBA, a difference of 3 inches can make a major difference on.
Kyrie Irving is better than Kobe Bryant. I'm sorry, better ball handler, better shooter, and I know he's shorter in a sense. That's what actually makes it even more amazing that he can actually finish with these hyper athletic 7-footers, 6'9", 6'10", 6'11 guys with fast twitch muscles. Kobe Bryant's more skilled than Kobe Bryant. I'm sorry, Kyrie Irving. I'm sorry, it's more skilled than Kobe Bryant.
Basketball, slower defense, you have a bigger frame, do more things. So a size difference works to your advantage. Now, that is something that you have no control over. You can't control how tall you are. I'm bringing up that size point to basically say that the reason you see LeBron average more rebounds, a lot of it has to do with his size. Usually, bigger players average more rebounds than shorter players. It doesn't mean that the guy who averages more rebounds is a better player because of his size. Okay, there are guys that are just big.
All right, rebounding is actually a skill too, in a sense, though. So, no, Russell Westbrook actually got a lot of rebounds. Jason Kidd, who was 6'4", got a lot of rebounds. There's a lot of guards. There's a lot of good rebounding guards in a sense, though. So it's understanding if a shooter actually shoots the ball, which way is it actually going, boxing. I mean, there's a lot of different. Rebounding is a skill set. It's not just because you're a big guy and you can actually just rebound. I mean, there's a lot of 7-foot guys. Look at Brook Lopez, very poor rebounder. A lot of 7'3" guys that weren't very good rebounders. Who was that? Sean Bradley or something like that. Wasn't very good. It wasn't a good rebounder. So I mean, rebounding is an actual skill.
Bigger, and therefore they can average more rebounds. That's one thing I think a lot of us. I just have the point. It has nothing to do with LeBron being better than Kobe, right? Scottie Pippen averaged more rebounds and assists than Michael Jordan, but it doesn't mean that he was better than Michael Jordan or the all-around better player. It had everything to do with his size and the position that he played and his role on the basketball team. And it's worth saying this: although Scottie Pippen is 6'8", Michael Jordan is 6'2". Scottie Pippen for his career only averaged 0.2.
Michael Jordan is 6'6", not 6'2".
Rebounds more than Michael Jordan. That's all it was. It wasn't like some huge disparity. So that's something I just wanted to talk about there. So back to the main argument here, and I hope you guys stick around because I got a lot that I want to say. I haven't even started. Let's continue on. Here is one of the biggest reasons Kobe Bryant should be ranked ahead of LeBron James all
right, now we're coming to the juicy stuff.
The first reason is this: competition. Competition is one of the major reasons Kobe Bryant should be ranked ahead of LeBron James all the time. Kobe Bryant played in a tougher conference than LeBron James.
Are you kidding me, man? Do you know where LeBron actually has to go to with these NBA players, man? The skill. Go listen to Steve Kerr. I should have actually had the clip actually queued up. He's saying that he couldn't play in today's NBA, and he's a professional basketball player who can actually walk on the court and destroy any D1, D2, D3 average street baller out here. He said he couldn't play in today's NBA. Look at Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's the 7 foot. I watched Giannis play in person twice. And if you know NBA guards, they have lightning fast hands. They can't even strip a 7 footer, man. You know, the skill level of these guys are unbelievable. And it's time for these, guys like this, man. He's never played basketball before. I looked into him. His thing was track and field, not basketball. He doesn't get it, man.
This is not my opinion, folks. This is the fact of the matter, and I'm going to substantiate it with some data here and some facts. Kobe Bryant, I want you guys to listen to this, has eliminated the most 50-win teams in NBA history.
Did Kobe Bryant go against the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant on there? Because that team will destroy any team in NBA history. And again, I'm being pragmatic here because I hate the Golden State Warriors. I hate them with
be loving to talk about efficiency. There are a lot of cats that are hell. Kevin Durant is efficient. What has all that efficiency got him? Y'all want to bring up this argument and they always look like that?
Efficiency matters, dumbass. If you're taking bad shots, that's what I'm saying. He's never played basketball before. You have a guy taking bad shots, right? And you're shooting like 42, 43% from the field. I mean, that's taking bad shots. And what it does to you as a teammate, it just sucks the energy out of you. I could be wide open, ready, like in catch and shoot position for a shot, and you just take up a bad shot. Or you get the ball to me late in a sense, though. You know, like Russell Westbrook, you throw it at my feet. And then guys like, on an unconscious level doesn't really want to play in a sense, though, because it's not fun. I mean, this dude doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't know how he got the platform he actually has. He's actually worse than Nick Wright.
This is efficient. Kobe Bryant, with all of his lack of efficiency, with his 45% field goal shooting, has beat the most 50-win teams in
different era, man. Different era.
Story.
Different era.
I want that point to resonate with you guys. Here's the official breakdown. Michael Jordan has a 20-7 record against 50-plus win teams in the playoffs, obviously. Hakeem Olajuwon has a 10-9 record. Shaquille O'Neal has an 18-9 record. Tim Duncan, who played in the exact same era as Kobe Bryant, has an 18-10 record. LeBron James, I believe it is 11-9, if I'm not mistaken. And Kobe Bryant is 25-10. 25-10.
Yeah, with Shaquille O'Neal, with Paul Gasol, with Andrew Bynum. Yeah, with impact players. LeBron took the 2007, 06-07 team to the finals, with him actually being the only high percentage one-on-one player. And he was still lacking a lot of skill in a sense, though. There was still aspects of his game that he had to work on that he developed through Miami and Cleveland. Because in Cleveland, when he came back the second time, and Miami, he was a far better basketball player than he was in 2006 and 2007. Better jump shooter, better post-up player, better defender.
Against 50-plus win teams. So, not only did Kobe Bryant face more competition over the course of his NBA career he actually won more than LeBron did playing with a little bit less talent. Now, let's look at a number that reflects the aggregate talent both players have played with when we're looking at the best players to ever play in the NBA. We're talking about top 75 players. One would assume that the top 75 list is comprised of the top of the 1% of the greatest players the sport has ever had. So let's see who had more and who did what with what. Let's start off with Kobe Bryant. And I'm going to include everybody. Kobe Bryant has played with 4 top 75 players throughout his career. 4. He's played with Shaq. I'm going to include Gary Payton of 2004. I'm going to include Karl Malone of 2004. And
they were old at the time, man. That doesn't really count. They were they were there just to provide like some extra support in a sense, though. Take a little bit of pressure off of Kobe and Shaq. And he still couldn't even make that work. He was being a ball hog back then. I watched that scene.
I want to include Steve Nash, I believe it is, of 2012, I believe. 2012, 2013. He played with them for those 2 seasons.
And Steve Nash was older, man. He was like 38, 39 years.
LeBron has played with 5 top 75 players. Dwayne Wade, Ray Allen, Carmelo Anthony, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. Those are the 5.
All right.
For those of you guys that are about to go, oh, yo, he being ridiculous. How you gonna add Carmelo when he was old? How you gonna add Ray Allen when he was old? Man, he a Bron hater. Because you know we got these cats in the comment section already. Typing it up already. Let me quickly explain to you why I'm including those guys. Ray Allen in 2012 was 37 years old. Okay, he was 37 years old. Carmelo Anthony last season was 37 years old. I believe now he's 38 years old. Gary Payton in 2004, when he joined the Lakers, was 36. He finished, I think, the season at 37, but he was 36. Karl Malone was 41 years old. 41 years old. And Steve Nash was 39 years old. So for the dweebs in the comment section, twerking it up all over the place, about to say, oh, look, Bobby had, oh, he had so much more help. I'm including everybody. I'm including a 39 and 41-year-old Steve Nash and Karl Malone, just to be fair to the argument. We want everybody to have all the information. I like Nick Wright. That gives you some information. Okay, he comes up with these pseudo arguments why he believes these guys are better than Jordan or we're going to give you guys all the information. That's why. So the top 70, so the 75 best players in NBA history, LeBron played with more of them than Kobe Bryant. I want you guys to take inventory of what I'm saying. And LeBron will have more time with these guys this season. Here's another bit.
Dude, it's a different era, man. A Carmelo Anthony, he gets switched on to like a Ja Morant, or he gets switched on to a Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. I mean, you can't hand check in the NBA, man. You expected to actually play defense, and you actually have to slide your feet. And Christopher, go away. Later.
I want you guys to take into consideration. If we look at the total number of games both of these players have had with top 75 talent, it'll surprise you. Because remember, the consensus out there seems to be that LeBron is undoubtedly better than Kobe Bryant. Why is this even an argument? So remember, for the people that disagree with me, you guys assume that LeBron is better. You're assuming this. I want this to be stated again. A lot of people assume that LeBron is.
There's no assumptions, man. Kobe Bryant is a one-dimensional basketball player. One-dimensional basketball player. And I love Kobe. Don't get me wrong. Period talent, man. But he's a one-dimensional basketball player. LeBron James is a multi-dimensional basketball player. He can play 1 through 5, guard 1 through 5. The type of pressure that he kind of puts on your defense is a mismatch nightmare. Kobe Bryant can't even play no damn point guard, man. Get out of here.
So here's the information. LeBron has played a total combined games with top 75 players of 805 games. 805 games. That's about 8 seasons. LeBron has played 805 games with top 75 talent. Kobe Bryant, and that's including the playoffs in the regular season, by the way. That number includes the playoffs in the regular season. Kobe Bryant has played a combined games, total of games with top 75 players of 898. 898. Now, if LeBron's team is healthy this season, he will surpass that number and be somewhere in the thousands. If Anthony Davis, if Russell Westbrook play at least 60 games, he will eclipse that number. Kobe, he's going to add about another 100 and something games to that number. So he will eclipse Kobe, and then Carmelo and these guys play. Right? So he's going to eclipse that number. That's another point worth mentioning. Which brings me to the final reason Kobe Bryant should be ranked ahead of LeBron James. The final reason is this: wins versus losses. That's the final reason.
All right, enough of this already, man. I mean, what's his name? Kobe Bryant actually had an advantage of playing in Los Angeles, where you can actually get more top tier talent to come over there. LeBron was drafted into Cleveland. He had to stay there 7 years, 8 years, whatever. The general managers and the owners sucked. He really has no control over that. And again, I'm just being pragmatic. I'm not a LeBron fan. Not my favorite player at all. But again, I'm just trying to leave all the biases out of it. You know, I don't really like LeBron James as a person, as a matter of fact. You know, but yeah, if LeBron James is drafted to, like, let's say Los Angeles, I mean, he made 10 finals appearances. He'll probably have 7 rings, man, because you can actually get a lot more talent to actually come over there, man. And you have better player development, better GMs in a sense, though, a better owner, in a sense, though. So I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into this, but let me listen to more of this. I gotta start get going over here, man.
But before I get into my explanation why I'm making that my final point, I want you guys to stick around. I got a lot more to say. Not in a hurry today. Not in a hurry. But before I get into that, I want to tell the audience, maybe some of you may be unaware, for the longest time, I had LeBron James in my top 5. It was actually the fourth. I had him at number 4 all time. It was behind Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant. Then I had LeBron.
Hey, come on, man. You think that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a better basketball player than LeBron James, man? It was a different era, man. It's harder. All right, it was harder to actually play basketball today than it is now, man. There's no hand checking. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would mainly actually have to go out there and play on the perimeter. I mean, he would get switched on to these explosive guards like Ja and Kyrie and Giannis in a sense, though, man. And Joel Embiid could stretch the floor. Jokic could shoot threes. I mean, he wouldn't stand a chance, man. I mean, those players could not play into, like, Charles Oakley. I mean, these players cannot play in today's NBA. All right, we're going to wrap the video up, man. I don't even know what more to even say about this guy here, man. He's just riddled with emotions, with biases. And if you're going to do this, man, you're going to have to start getting some experience. I think he's about 30-something years old. I can see he never took the time to actually study the game. I don't think he ever played the game of basketball to really understand. I mean, I've seen a couple of his other videos, and he was criticizing Ben Simmons. Well, this video went 30 minutes. Oh my Lord. Criticizing Ben Simmons for actually having saying he was faking the injury when he actually had back surgery. Never played basketball with a back injury. I mean, this is so much to basketball that this guy does not even know. And I advise people, man, not to listen to him until he starts getting some more experience, man. I can't say at 30 years old, or I'm 44 now, but at 25, I couldn't do this right now. This whole show thing, I couldn't do this. needed experience. All right, we'll wrap the video up. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, certainly share this video. And when you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.